Hello, this is Jason Marshall, and this video is on the Plan and Present tab. You'll find differentiated instruction as well as the ability to customize lessons in your program. We are back at the home screen of ConnectEd. Remember, ConnectEd has 5 tabs. The tab that we're going to take a look at now is called Plan and Present. When you look at Plan and Present, I want you to think of these green horizontal tiles as digital file folders, because that's exactly what they are. You might even think of them as windows, and within each window or file folder are resources and the lessons contained within that chapter. So let's take a look at Chapter 7 and open that digital file folder. When I open that digital file folder, it will give me the layers of the chapter, starting with the organization, the overview, the lessons within that chapter, taking me all the way to the assessment. Now each one of these is also file folders. So I'm going to open up Section 3 within Chapter 7. And when I do, what I have essentially is a lesson plan. And there's a button here that will allow me to expand and collapse the lesson plan. So I'm going to click it till it gives me the opportunity to collapse it all. This is basically a lesson plan that we can do for this lesson, Chapter 7, Section 3. Now let me expand that lesson plan out. Let's start with the left-hand side. What are we looking at here on the left as I scroll down? Well, all of those prompts, strategies, tips, and suggestions, again, follow along on the left, are ways that we can incorporate writing, differentiate instruction, their teacher content background. So all of the teacher support that you might find in the program is over here on the left, in, of course, that Plan and Present tab that we opened. Ways to get students to think critically, different prompts that you can use for students. All of the ability levels are here. For students of different ability levels, you're able to address their needs. Everything that you might have or use to differentiate instruction is over here on the left. Now, that has in the past occurred in the teacher wraparound portion of a teacher's edition, but that is so limiting. There's hardly any room there. Online, we can put much more teacher support than we've ever been able to do before. And all of that is on the left-hand side within the Plan and Present tab once you open up a digital file folder. So here we see resources on the right-hand side. These resources tell you the resources we suggest you might use at every step of the lesson cycle. So at the beginning of the lesson, looks like I have a resource here. It's a bell ringer transparency. So if I want to use a sponge or a warm-up activity prior to ever getting into the lesson, I have that opportunity. Maybe some questions I want students to do as they're coming into my classroom. That would occur at the beginning of the lesson. So that's where we place it. As I scroll down, we have other opportunities to be used at different parts of the lesson cycle. And any of these resources, when you see the thumbnail photograph, you can pull it up, decide if that's something you want to be able to use. And then, of course, if it's a print resource, you have the opportunity to print it over here on the right. But just like in the Resources tab, you also have the ability to deliver this resource to a student or an entire class. Remember, wherever you see a pinwheel, every you see a resource, you will see a pinwheel. And wherever you see a pinwheel, you have the ability to assign this resource to the students in your classroom. When I click on Assign this resource, it takes me to Manage and Assign, which will allow me to assign this resource to my entire class or to individual students of my choosing.